Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Oh, actually, it wasn't me. It was...
No, it's okay. I'm used to it.
So you're an agnostic. You've reached the point where you can say, I'm not sure if God is real based on the evidence that I have. But now let me ask you, is that evidence, which we have right now, and you seem to be unconvinced by, enough to say that you believe in a deity or deities? If you're answering that question in the negative, call yourself an atheist. If you're answering in the positive, call yourself a theist. Whatever kind you want, it doesn't really matter. Because the fact is, you're answering a question that is not being asked in the debate about religion. In the debate about religion, we're asking, do you believe or do you disbelieve? And you're saying, I don't know, which is not the same thing. No one knows, so take a position on whether you believe. And I bet that most agnostics, having reached the point in their lives where they can say, I'm not really sure, this evidence looks kind of shaky, are not going to be theists.
A person says, there is an elephant in this room. I think, after looking around thoroughly, I think you'd be willing to take an atheistic position. You know, I've looked every place and I haven't seen an elephant. I'm willing to go the extreme position, say there is no elephant in this room. But if you say there is a flea in this room, I will not say there is not a flea in this room. There may well be one, and I find it difficult to imagine the circumstance under which I would say bet $1,000 there's not a single flea in this room. You see, so in that case, I would take the position that I'm an agnostic. I don't say there is a God. I don't say there isn't a God. I say I don't know. And this science has some questions on which it takes an agnostic position, maybe for decades at a time. Then sometimes one of those is resolved and it flops one way or the other. So there are these three possibilities. And as far as God itself is concerned, I am an atheist or an agnostic. I prefer to say I'm an agnostic, just as I am not willing to say there's not a flea in this room.
Kyokushin Truth asked me about my beliefs, or religion or lack thereof, and how I feel about the new type of atheism like Richard Dawkins. It's been a long time since I discussed anything about religion, so why not? Up until recently, I considered myself to just be an agnostic, but a debate with Bionic Dance and her disciples got me to realize that really I'm an agnostic atheist. Since agnosticism only applies to the fact that we don't know, it doesn't state whether we believe in a God or not. So I'm an agnostic atheist. I definitely don't believe in the God of the Bible. I find the idea of some supreme being sitting up there, looking down at us as if we're the most important thing in the entire universe, as preposterous. I think the story of Jesus is like reading any ridiculous legend. The whole concept of a sin is a horrible thing to afflict onto someone. Bad things are bad enough without some eternal damnation to worry about. I think the idea of heaven and hell is novel. Either you get to spend your eternity kissing the feet of a god, or burn in hell forever. Where's the other options? I think it's more likely that the universe as we know it is like a cell in a giant living organism, if that makes any sense. But even that's not very likely either. It's just a hypothesis I have. The new type of atheism, which is very in your face, is just fine with me. I'm okay with it. There's nothing wrong with being blunt and direct. I must say, though, that making a stink about a cross at a memorial that's not helping the cause very much. I believe in the right of a moment of silence at the beginning of school time, but I will always be against prayer in the classroom, no matter who is leading the prayer. I believe in students' rights to form their own religious study groups. I believe we need to restore our money to no longer say, "In God we trust," and restore the pledge to no longer say, "Under God." And that kind of sums up how I feel about the subject.
Hello, this is Jason of Atheist Examined. It's good to see you. We're looking at some cherished beliefs of atheists and showing that they are not actually rooted in fact. One of the cherished thoughts of atheists is that Charles Darwin, the great developer of evolution, was an atheist. But actually, the truth be told, Charles Darwin was not an atheist, and the atheists want to keep this under the carpet because they cherish Charles Darwin and evolution with great glee. So they want to keep these facts away from you. So here's what Charles Darwin said about his belief concerning atheism. In my most extreme fluctuations, I have never been an atheist in the sense of denying the existence of God. That's Francis Darwin in The Life of Charles Darwin, page 55, Tiger Books, 1995. In my most extreme fluctuations, I have never been an atheist in the sense of denying the existence of God. So, atheist, always remember, the beliefs that you hold are often not actually based in reality. Charles Darwin was not an atheist, and I hope you come to realize that.